Hi guys, it is Pete and Kate with Remax Professionals with another market update. This is 2022.
Yeah, and let me start by thanking you for taking some time out of your jet-setting lifestyle to be here to do this market update.
You're welcome.
Kate flew in from Hawaii last night. She's flying away to Vegas tomorrow. So thank
today,
you.
Gone tomorrow.
Yeah. Jetting off to another sunny location.
Hello, Mr. George. How much you pay for the new guy? $20? No, too much money. It's no good.
Anyway, so how's the market doing, Pete? Let's start
It's
with
actually
sales.
really good. Like we keep hearing in the news about how the market is, it's not doing well, and interest rates are killing it, blah blah blah. Well, it might be doing that in some areas of the country, but in Calgary, we're actually doing really well. August of last year, which is what we're going to be comparing a lot of our numbers to, was a really strong month. And in some ways, August of this year was even better than last year. So in terms of our sales, we're down like 0.5%, which it means we're on par with last year in terms of sales.
Yes.
But when you look at our inventories and some of this other stuff, which we're going to get into, you're going to see that our absorption rate is about 10% better than it was last year. So I'm saying if that's what it's going to do when the market gets really soft during this last, during August and stuff, the last kind of month of summertime, and we've just had an inventory rate hike and stuff like that, I'm thinking, interest rate hikes are like that. It kind of takes people to sort of get used to it and kind of going, well, this is the new reality. But we still got to live somewhere, so they got to buy.
Exactly.
And so anyways, I think it's actually still a very strong market. It's definitely still a seller's market. Yeah, because like I said, sales are down 0.5%. And when you look at new listings and inventory, what can you tell us about that?
Let's look at new listings first. New listings are also down 3.7%, so about 2,700 compared to what it was last year. And then when we look at inventory, it is also down about 21% compared to what it was last year. So that's about around 4,700. Compared to what the rest of Canada is doing, though, I'm hearing that BC, I'm hearing Ontario, their numbers are...
Inventories are piling up.
Yeah,
starting to a little bit. Even those ones are not doing as bad as they've been forecasted. But here we're still at a 2.25 month supply. That's it. 2 months and 1 week. If we stop listing homes at the rate we're selling them, in 2 months and 1 week, we'd have no listings left. So that's still a very, very strong seller's market. And I'd say that if you're a buyer, I'd be a little concerned. I hate to tell people now's the best time to buy a house, because the reality is the best time to buy a house was 20 years ago. But seeing as you probably missed it 20 years ago, I would think seriously about buying quickly, because I don't see anything happening other than prices are going to be going up. They haven't been in the higher price ranges.
No.
Because of that interest rate hike.
Yep.
But sales are really strong now in the more affordable markets and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So let's look at those. In terms of the total residential, like in terms of the benchmarks, what are we at now?
So for the total residential benchmark, compared to what we were at last year, it has increased as well, about 11%. Actually, 11% compared to last year. So we're about 531,000 compared to where we were last year.
And we've seen very, very small price decreases month over month for the last 3 months, year over year, which we always joke, we go, buying a house is not a month-long investment.
No,
usually you're going to live there for longer than a year. It's a year over year thing. And we're seeing 11% price increase. I think that's going to continue. Who knows? So again, we say it every year or every month, but I don't have a crystal ball.
Yeah.
But when you see inventory levels this low and you see a 2.25 month supply, I think it's only a matter of time before prices continue to increase. So breaking down that total residential benchmark price, though, the detached market is the one that started the year really strong.
And now
that's the market that's been decreasing a little bit. Month over month. But even then, year over year, we're still up over 13%. Our benchmark price in the detached market is $633,000.
Wow. Let's talk about the semi-detached price. So we're not talking about the row townhouses. We're also up again 10.2% compared to what we were last year. So we're at $569,000. So let's talk about row prices.
And row houses are up as well. They're up substantially, actually, which kind of had to happen. I mean, townhouses were beat up so bad for so many years in Calgary. Right now, year over year, we're up 14% year over year to 361. And that's a lot of that has happened just in the last few months. Like I said, with this rate increase that we had, it's the affordable market. It's really been picking up steam. And the same thing applies to the apartment price. What are they at now?
They're at $277,000 for the benchmark price. So that's an increase of 10%, 10.2%. So over 10% compared to what it was last year. That's actually really good.
Yeah, to see apartments do that is pretty encouraging.
Exactly.
Especially since a lot of them are downtown, which isn't the market that's been all that exciting.
No. City Center right now for the benchmark price is sitting at it's still an increase, but it's not doing as well as the other quadrants in the city. So it's up 5.7%.
Yeah, so just less than 6% of a price increase there, and that's sort of been holding back the rest of the city a little bit. But that has to change. Like at some point, at one point, I don't know, maybe a year ago, we still had about a 30% vacancy in residential condos in the downtown, actually in the Beltline, which I would suggest probably was reflective of most of the downtown.
Right.
But I only looked at the Beltline at that time, and we saw a 30% vacancy rate. As that vacancy rate gets down to less than 5%, all of a sudden you're going to see those prices increase, and you'll probably see some dramatic prices increase. Again, I don't know. I don't know the future.
You don't have a crystal ball.
No, but I do think that it's just bound to happen. And, as the price of houses, or as the price of oil and gas continues to go up the way it has, and as our country continues to allow 400,000 people a year into the country, plus the Ukrainian refugees, that in addition to people not being able to afford to buy condos in Vancouver or the Lower Mainland or Ontario or the Southern Ontario or Toronto, like it's only a matter of time before these condos are all picked up. And then all of a sudden we're going to have a real tightening of the inventory of the condo market. In the meantime, what areas of the cities are actually doing well over
the area?
last year?
The Northeast actually is doing really well. Sitting at
Who would have thought?
I know, sitting at over 16.2% increase compared to what it was last year. So that's about 421,000.
And that's just only slightly less than the best performing area, which would be the north central area. So that'd be like Harvest Hills to sort of Panorama, that kind of area. And then the other one would be the southeast, right?
Yeah, I think that's one definitely worth mentioning because we're sitting at about an increase of 15.3%. So that's about 524,000. So that's your deep southeast communities, all of those newer communities sitting down there.
Down in Mahogany and some of those places. Well, I just want to add, like we do every month too, that if you want to know what's going on in your immediate market, whether that's, what did I say that one time? It worked out really well. A two-story in Tuscany or a bungalow in Bennington.
Yes.
Yeah. Give us a shout. We're happy to tell you what your place is worth. And on top of that, if you're thinking about selling especially, then give us a shout because we'd be happy to show you not only what price we think we can get for your house, but how we think we'll do it as well. So if you're thinking about selling your place, have us over, but even have a couple other agents over as well. Interview more than one series of realtors and see what the differences are. Normally when people do that, they do choose us, but you never know. You could just connect better with somebody else or whatever, but it never hurts to have a couple of different opinions as to not only the price, but even what their plan is to market your home and that kind of thing. So give us a shout. Our numbers are at the end of this video. And Katelyn, wish you another great trip. Hopefully the next time you fly in, you jet in from somewhere sunny, you can hang out for a little longer than a day or two.
Yeah, I will.
But
more than 24
thank
hours.
you for gracing us with your presence long enough to do this video.
Thank you.
Okay.
Still a little jet lagged, but it's okay.
Yeah, well, nothing like taking off to another flight when you're still jet lagged from the first one. Have a great day, everyone. Give us a shout anytime.
Bye, guys.